You're fired. Like the job you thought you had of deciding whether or not your voice is valuable. I know you thought that was your job. You're fired. Like take your stuff and get the hell out. Like from that, you are fired because it's ridiculous. You're the worst. You're the least qualified person on the planet to decide if your voice is valuable, right? Because you're going to decide every time that it's not. You're the least qualified person. And I have 100 examples of this. Every time I thought I wrote something that was like the best thing I ever wrote, it was crickets. And when I had to submit something on deadline that was terrible, I was like, I got nothing, I'm going to get fired. It was the best thing. I'm totally, totally unqualified to decide. So I would just fire yourselves, right? And decide your job instead is to do the work and put it out in the world. Right? That's your job. Greetings, Carl Richards here. The clip you just watched was just a little snippet of my recent private conversation that I had with Shanna Due and Ann Garcia. It was part of the April worldwide chapter meeting of the Society of Advice. And we talked about how and why to write a book. How and why you, and I actually believe this, I think every financial advisor, at least the real ones like you, I would love everyone to write a book in air quotes, right? It doesn't need to be a long thing. Don't worry. We talk all about that, right? But I think everybody should write a book. You know why? Because the people out there need you. And so what Shauna, Ann, and I talked about were the tactical stuff. Sure, we talked about how to write, how to schedule it, what to do in the editing process, how to find somebody to help you edit, how to think about publishing or self-publishing, how to deal with all your fancy feelings about all that, like all the tactics. But you know what's interesting to me, and this is continually coming up, knowing what to do is actually quite simple. There's a million courses and workshops and books about how to write a book. How to write the book, knowing what to do is simple. Having the confidence to actually do it is really hard. And that was my favorite part of our conversation, was how to not how to resolve, but how to live with that creative tension of thinking that you have something important to say, right? The feeling you have almost that you know you have a voice down there, and being super worried, super scared about doing it. How do you deal with that tension? How do you use that tension as fuel? That was my favorite part of this conversation. So that's what we do at the worldwide chapter meeting of the Society of Advice. That's what we do. And I think you would love it. You know what, though? You don't have to take my word for it. We've set up a free trial. So just take the free trial, see what you think of the Society of Advice, and let me know. Thanks, my friends.